Imagine unearthing a time capsule buried for centuries that contains secrets to understanding one of humanity's most influential texts, the Bible. The discovery, the Dead Sea Scrolls, a treasure trove of ancient Jewish texts, including the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible. This is the story of two ancient texts, their remarkable similarities, their intriguing differences, and the ongoing quest to unravel the mysteries of the Bible. Our journey takes us to the desolate yet captivating landscape of the Judean desert, where the Dead Sea Scrolls lay hidden in caves near the ancient settlement of Qumran. On the other side of this ancient showdown stands the Masoretic text, named after the Masoretes, Jewish scribes who meticulously copied and preserved the Hebrew Bible for centuries. This comparison holds the potential to deepen our understanding of the Bible's transmission, illuminate the complexities of ancient Jewish society, and shed light on the evolution of religious thought. Our journey begins amidst the rugged cliffs and arid plains surrounding the Dead Sea, a place where time seems to stand still. It all started in 1947 when a Bedouin shepherd searching for a lost goat stumbled upon a hidden cave containing clay jars filled with ancient scrolls. These scrolls, dating back to the period between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE, comprise a vast library of Jewish texts, including biblical manuscripts, commentaries, legal documents, and sectarian writings. While the Dead Sea Scrolls lay hidden in their desert caves, another group of dedicated individuals, centuries later, took on the mantle of preserving the Hebrew Bible. These were the Masoretes, Jewish scribes who, between the 7th and 10th centuries CE, devoted themselves to the meticulous task of copying and transmitting the sacred text. The culmination of the Masoretes' efforts was the Masoretic text, which became the authoritative version of the Hebrew Bible for Jewish communities worldwide. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls presented scholars with an unprecedented opportunity to compare two versions of the Hebrew Bible, separated by over a millennium. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text exhibit remarkable similarities, attesting to the care and precision with which the Hebrew Bible was transmitted over centuries. However, the Dead Sea Scrolls also reveal a degree of textual fluidity that was not fully appreciated before their discovery. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls sent ripples of excitement through the world of biblical scholarship, but it also brought a wave of profound reassurance. This remarkable alignment, often cited as high as 95%, speaks volumes about the meticulous care and unwavering dedication of the scribes who painstakingly copied and preserved these sacred texts across generations. The 95% alignment between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text is a testament to the success of their efforts. The similarities between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text extend beyond mere word-for-word agreement. For example, the great Isaiah scroll, one of the most complete and well-preserved manuscripts from the Dead Sea Scrolls collection, exhibits a remarkable degree of consistency with the Masoretic text's version of the book of Isaiah. This alignment reinforces the notion that despite the passage of centuries and the tumultuous events that unfolded in between, the essence of these sacred texts remained remarkably intact. The 95% alignment between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text stands as a powerful testament to the human capacity for preservation. It speaks to the profound responsibility that individuals and communities have felt to safeguard their sacred traditions. The similarities between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text remind us that the transmission of knowledge is a fragile chain, dependent on the dedication and care of those entrusted with its preservation. The similarities between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text go beyond the level of individual words and phrases. The Dead Sea Scrolls confirm that the Masoretes, in their meticulous work, were building upon a long tradition of textual preservation. This shared approach to textual organization reflects a deep understanding of the power of structure to enhance meaning and facilitate comprehension. While the 95% alignment between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text is remarkable, it's the 5% where things get truly fascinating. These seemingly small discrepancies, like whispers from the past, offer us a glimpse into the dynamic world of textual transmission. They provide a window into the living, breathing nature of language, reminding us that even sacred texts were subject to the subtle shifts and transformations that characterize all human languages. One of the most intriguing areas of divergence between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text concerns the use of the divine name, Yahweh. The Dead Sea Scrolls, however, reveal a more fluid approach to this practice. The Dead Sea Scrolls offer a glimpse into a time when this practice was not yet universally observed, providing a nuanced understanding of the evolution of religious practices and the complex interplay of reverence and textual transmission. Perhaps the most dramatic differences between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text are the instances where entire verses or even passages appear in one version but not the other. These textual variants, sometimes referred to as pluses and minuses, have sparked considerable debate among scholars, raising questions about the process of canonization and the evolution of the biblical text. In some cases, the Dead Sea Scrolls include additional verses or passages that are not found in the Masoretic text. For example, the Dead Sea Scroll version of the Book of Jeremiah is significantly longer than its Masoretic counterpart, containing additional prophecies and narratives that were not included in the standardized text. These extra verses offer tantalizing glimpses into alternative versions of familiar stories, expanding our understanding of the biblical world and challenging us to consider the complexities of textual transmission. Conversely, there are instances where verses or passages found in the Masoretic text are absent from the Dead Sea Scrolls. These omissions raise intriguing questions about the process by which certain texts were included or excluded from the biblical canon. Were these verses later additions, or were they present in an earlier version of the text and subsequently lost or omitted during the transmission process? These textual puzzles offer a fascinating glimpse into the dynamic nature of scriptural traditions and the ongoing process of interpretation and reinterpretation that has shaped religious thought throughout history. The Dead Sea Scrolls offer a window into Jewish religious thought and practice during the Second Temple period. They include biblical manuscripts and a diverse array of non-canonical texts like commentaries, prayers, and hymns. These texts reveal the diversity of beliefs and practices within ancient Judaism. They provide insights into communities with unique interpretations of Scripture and distinctive practices. Texts like the Community Rule and the War Scroll shed light on a community preparing for the Messiah. These texts remind us of the complex and diverse religious landscape of ancient Judaism. To understand the differences between the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text, we must first abandon the notion of a single, pristine and unchanging biblical text. The Dead Sea Scrolls reveal a dynamic tapestry of multiple textual traditions, each reflecting the beliefs and practices of its time. Before the Hebrew Bible was standardized, various versions circulated in ancient Israel. Hand copying led to natural variations, influenced by human error, scribal preferences and local dialects. Intentional revisions also played a role, adapting text to new interpretations and circumstances. This diversity reflects the vibrancy of ancient Jewish intellectual life. The Dead Sea Scrolls offer a glimpse into a world where the biblical text was a living, evolving entity. In the world of ancient texts, the scribe played a pivotal role, serving as both a guardian of tradition and an agent of subtle transformation. Imagine a scribe hunched over a scroll, meticulously copying each letter, word and verse. Their task was not simply to replicate the text before them, but to understand its nuances, to grapple with its ambiguities, and to ensure its faithful transmission to future generations. In this process of transmission, however, subtle changes could occur. A scribe might inadvertently introduce a spelling variation, transpose a word, or misinterpret a difficult passage. These unintentional errors, however small, could accumulate over time, leading to textual variations between different manuscript lineages. Moreover, scribes were not mere automatons. They were thinking individuals with their own interpretations and theological leanings. A scribe might choose to clarify an ambiguous phrase, harmonize seemingly contradictory passages, or even add a brief comment in the margin, reflecting their understanding of the text. These intentional revisions, often motivated by a desire to enhance clarity or resolve theological tensions, could also contribute to the emergence of textual variations. It is important to remember that these scribal interventions were not seen as acts of corruption, but rather as acts of interpretation, attempts to make sense of the sacred text and ensure its relevance for their own time and context. Section 3. From Diversity to Unity, the Quest for a Unified Text. The destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE marked a turning point in Jewish history, scattering communities and creating a profound sense of loss. The need for a unified text became paramount for the dispersed people. This set the stage for the Masoretic text as the definitive Hebrew Bible. The Masoretes synthesized diverse manuscript traditions. They preserved earlier variations in the margins. The Masoretic text is a testament to the quest for unity amidst diversity. Section 1. In Search of the Elusive Original, a Scholarly Pursuit. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls ignited a firestorm of scholarly debate, particularly around the tantalizing question, which text, the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Masoretic text, is closer to the original? This seemingly simple question, however, quickly becomes a tangled web when we delve into the complexities of ancient textual transmission. The very notion of an original text, a singular and pristine archetype from which all other versions flow, becomes increasingly elusive the more we learn about the dynamic world of ancient scribal culture. The Dead Sea Scrolls, with their variant readings and occasional longer versions of biblical books, seem to offer a tantalizing glimpse into an earlier, perhaps more authentic version of the Hebrew Bible. Some scholars argued that the scrolls' older date and their alignment with certain readings found in the Septuagint, the ancient Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, lent credence to their claim of being closer to the original. However, declaring one text more original based solely on age or alignment with other ancient translations is a simplification of a complex issue. The Dead Sea Scrolls, while older, represent but one branch of a much larger textual tradition. It's entirely possible, even likely, that other manuscript traditions existed alongside those preserved in the Qumran caves, traditions that might offer different readings or even different versions of familiar stories. Section 2. Embracing the tapestry, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the richness of tradition. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text are not competitors but threads in a rich tapestry, each adding to the beauty and complexity of the whole. These variations enrich our understanding of the textual landscape and highlight the dynamic nature of ancient scribal culture. The differences offer insights into the evolving understanding of the biblical text within different Jewish communities. Embracing this tapestry allows us to appreciate the richness and complexity of the transmission process. Section 1. The enduring legacy, relevance of the scrolls and the Masoretic text today. The echoes of ancient scribes resonate in our modern world, reminding us that the Bible is a living testament to the human quest for meaning and connection with the divine. The Dead Sea Scrolls illuminate the journey of the Masoretic text, revealing the meticulous care in preserving the Hebrew Bible. These scrolls paint a picture of a dynamic textual tradition where scribes were active interpreters. Scholars today continue to piece together and interpret these texts, offering glimpses into the past. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text remind us that the search for meaning is an ongoing journey.